Good morning, friends. Okay, in last class we have discussed. In the last class we have discussed trigonometric equations or general solutions in a trigonometry, stage 1. Now, in this section or in this session, we are concentrating on trigonometric general solutions stage 2. And what concepts are coming under this trigonometric general solutions stage 2? Here under heading I have clearly mentioned. Now we are concentrating two equations in one variable. In first class we concentrated on what? Single equation or a trigonometric equation in one variable. Only one equation and one variable. Now here we are concentrating two equations in one variable. So this is the difference between stage 1 and stage 2. Coming to the concept, now first let us see the procedure and try to understand, and I will explain after explanation of the particular methodology with a beautiful example. I will explain the procedure. See my friends, if two equations are given to you, say sin theta is equal to sin alpha, cos theta is equal to cos alpha. If two equations are given to you, or I can say, for example, sin theta is equal to 1 by 2 and cos theta is equal to root 3 by 2. What is the beauty in these two equations? There are two equations and here only one variable, that is theta. So whenever this kind of two equations under single variables are given to you, now here I am explaining the strategy. What is the strategy? Read the statement properly. If we have two equations in one variable, then we are required to find the common solutions. First, what to do? We have to find the common solutions. Common solutions means which angles are satisfies both the equations. Which angles? That means suppose sin theta is equal to half and cos theta is equal to root 3 by 2. For sin theta is equal to half, which angles are satisfies? Pi by 6. And next is pi minus pi by 6, that is 5 pi by 6, etc., etc. And coming to cos theta is equal to root 3 by 2, which angles are satisfies here? Cos pi by 6 and 2 pi minus pi by 6, that is 11 pi by 6, 2 pi minus pi by 6, 2 pi minus pi by 6, etc., etc. Infinitely many values of theta are satisfying sin theta is equal to 1 by 2 and infinitely many values of theta are satisfying cos theta is equal to root 3 by 2. Among these two, pi by 6 is the common angle. Of course, here this is the only common angle. Sometimes there exists more than one common angle also can satisfy both the equations. Then what to do? Then take that common angle. So here my common angle which satisfies both the equations is nothing but theta is equal to pi by 6. So now just add 2n pi to that pi by 6, which gives the general solution of this trigonometric equation, where n is an integer. This is the methodology. So the same point here we mentioned. What is the method? A particular system of equations of this type, sin theta is equal to sin alpha, cos theta is equal to cos alpha, which has a general solution in the form of theta is equal to 2n pi plus alpha. That means what to do in simplest form is you find all the common angles between 0 and 2 pi, and for that you add just 2n pi to each of such angles, you will get the general solution for this kind of two equations in one variable system. And my friends, here an alternative method also I am giving to you. Or do one thing. First, let us solve sin theta is equal to 1 by 2 independently, or solve sin theta is equal to something constant independently, cos theta is equal to something constant independently in terms of n and m, because don't use the same n while solving the both equations. Then equate solutions of both equations and find the common values of n and m. What to do? Then equate solutions of both equations and find common values of n and m. This I will explain with some beautiful example. See the steps here, very simple. This is method number 1. Suppose cos 5 theta is equal to 0 is given to you, sin 4 theta is equal to 0 is given to you. So, for what values of 5 theta, cos 5 theta becomes 0. See, these are the so many values of 5 theta, cos 5 theta becomes 0. What are those? If 5 theta is equal to pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, 9 pi by 2, 11 pi by 2, 13 pi by 2 and 19 pi by 2 and etc. etc. For all these values of 5 theta, your cos 5 theta becomes 0. But I want theta. Therefore, what is my theta? Pi by 10, divide numerator with 5. Now pi by 10, this becomes 3 pi by 10, 5 pi by 10, etc. etc. You call this as equation number 1. Similarly, consider the second equation, sin 4 theta equal to 0. So, for what values of 4 theta, sin 4 theta becomes 0? If theta is equal to 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, etc., etc., 8 pi. This is about 4 theta, but I want theta. So, theta is equal to divided by 4. 0, pi by 4, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 4, and etc., etc. You call that as equation number 2. Now, observe very clearly equations 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, what are the common angles which satisfies both the equations? They are nothing but what? Pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2. So, what I told, you just add 2n pi to that pi by 2 and 2n pi to that 3 pi by 2, which gives the general solution of the theta. But my friends, the most important point while solving the trigonometric equation is the value for n. See, if n is an integer, n plus 1 is also an integer. If n is an integer, n minus 1 is also an integer. Please, there is no difference between n plus 1 and n minus 1, because there, if n is integer means we are not considering a particular value. It is infinite collection of values. So, n is an integer means and so on, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. The same values you can also get for n plus 1. Similarly for n minus 1 also. See, here you observe in the previous solution, you got 2n plus 1 pi by 2 as one solution and 2n pi plus 3 pi by 2 as another solution. By combining these two, I can write my general solution of theta as 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. See here, if I have taken common what? Pi by 2 as common, then that becomes what? 4n plus 1 into pi by 2. If I have taken same pi by 2 as common, that is 4n plus 3 pi by 2. But here, instead of writing two different, I have combined and I have written that as what 2n plus 1. Just like above explanation, in 2n plus 1, if you replace n with n plus 1, what will happen? Or n with n plus 2n plus 1, what will happen? Because if n is an integer, in integers there are two types. One is even integers, another is odd integers. Set of all even integers we can represent with 2n, and a set of all odd integers we can represent with 2n plus 1. So, in this one, in 2n plus 1 pi by 2 into pi by 2, if you have replaced n with 2n, what will happen? That is 4n plus 1 into pi by 2. Nothing but what? This one. If you have replaced n with 2n plus 1, then you can get 2n plus 3 into pi by 2. So, my friends, this kind of expressing the same integer in different forms while writing the final solution in solving the trigonometric solution is an art. Because if it is the analytical examination, then writing the solution of this or this, everything is right. Whereas in objective questions, you have to understand, you have to follow what kind of options are given and which options are nearer to the original answer. By transforming or by replacing n with which kind of integers. This is the very, very important point for writing the general solutions one should practice. So again, what I am going to say is, after getting the solution, of course, this is the solution, there is no doubt, you are 100% right, this is also right. But instead of writing the two different solutions here, we merged these two and we have written this as a single solution, that is 2n plus 1. That may not exist for all problems. It depends upon the question, it is possible. So here what I am repeating and what you have to practice is that if n is an integer, n minus 1 is also an integer, n plus 1 is also an integer. And moreover, if n is an integer, then that n, there are even integers and there are odd integers, because set of integers contains a set of even integers and a set of odd integers. Combined, by combining these two, you can get the set of integers. These are all the simple and trivial information for writing the final solution of the general solution. This is about first method. So, what we understood from the first method, only thing is solve the equations for theta or whatever it may be the variable, and write the common angles of the two equations and add 2n plus 1, add 2n pi, and to write the combined form depends upon the n. If possible, you replace it sufficient with sufficient value of n, otherwise you can leave it as it is. Now coming to method number 2. In the second method, what I am doing is, as I mentioned, first I am solving this equation with our regular methodology. What is our regular methodology? Cos phi theta is equal to 0. Then according to the definition of a general solution, so cos phi theta is equal to 0 is equal to cos pi by 2. So my PV of theta is equal to, principal value of theta is equal to pi by 2. GS of theta, definition as per the definition, not GS of theta here, phi theta is there. GS of phi theta, please, this is important point. Don't write it PV of theta or directly GS of theta. GS of phi theta first you write. That is 2n pi plus or minus pi by 2 as per the definition. This we have learned in stage 1. You just go through our previous video. But I want GS of theta. So GS of theta is equal to 2n pi plus or minus pi by 2 into 1 by 5, where n is an integer. After simplification, this becomes what? This is 4n plus or minus 4n plus or minus 1 into pi by 10. I can write 4n plus or minus 1 into pi by 10. Okay? Yeah, that's right. Or I can do one thing. Cos 5 theta becomes 0. This also again, as I said just now, 4n plus 1, if n is an integer, then I can write 4n plus or minus 1, or I can replace that with what? Simply 4n plus or instead of 4n plus or minus 1 pi by 10, I can also write this as by replacing the suitable value of n. I can write this as 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 also. That is GS of 5 theta. Here I mentioned this is for n belongs to I. This is one equation. Similarly, let us solve the second equation. Sin 4 theta equal to 0. This can be written as sin 0. So PV of 4 theta equal to 0. So GS of 4 theta, this is m pi plus minus 1 whole power n into alpha, but alpha is 0. So my friends, the most important point is, since these are two different equations, if you are using n for one equation, please don't use the same n for writing the general solution for the second. That's why I have written, or I have used another integer represented by n. So my GS of theta equal to m pi by 4. So here my theta is equal to m pi by 4. There my theta equal to what? 2n plus 1 pi by 10. 2n plus 1 pi by 10. This already I told. 2n plus 1 into pi by 10. So if I have equated these two, m pi by 4 equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 10, then pi gets cancelled, and 2 2's and 2 5's. After simplification, this is m is equal to 4n plus 2 divided by 5. The same thing that we have written here. What are m and n? M and n are integers. So my question is, now tell what values of integer n, m becomes an integer. That means for what value, this is, it looks like what? A rational number. To become that rational number as an integer, the selection of n is important. So my selection of n is what? -3, 2, 7, 12, etc., etc. It is just like in AP. So the kth term is this one, where k is an integer. Therefore, this is my n. So I got my n, because for these values of n, both my m is equal to n, both are equal. So now substitute the same thing in the given theta, you will get the answer. And here notice that the answer in the first method is same as the answer in the second method. So ultimately, what to do now? whenever two equations and one variable are given for you, method number one, first solve the equations and find the common angles which satisfies both the equations in closed interval 0 and 2 pi, and add 2n pi to each and every angle, and depends upon the solution, write the combined solution. Second method is solve equations 1 and 2 independently for n and m, and find the common values of m and n, so that the corresponding value of theta will give you the solution for the trigonometric equations under single variable. So this is very, very important. After the first stage of trigonometric equations, in the second stage, two equations with one variable is an important model. Now coming to next area, this is about the system of equations. Here, see the equations, two equations in two unknowns. In the previous, two equations with one unknown, single variable. But here, two equations with two unknowns. Of course, two equations, three equations with three unknowns, four equations with four unknowns. Of course, slowly we can increase the standards and depth in the models also. But at present, we are concentrating two equations in two unknowns. Say f of theta comma phi is one equation. Here two unknowns are there, theta and phi. And g of theta comma phi equal to 0. And this is another two unknowns, theta and phi are given for you. Then what to do and how to find? Here your job is you have to find both theta and phi. So far we are just finding either theta or phi. Since here two unknowns are given, you have to find both theta and phi. So here I am giving the steps. First, what to do? Step number one, eliminate any one of the variable. Eliminate any one of the variable. Say let it be theta or phi. Suppose if I have eliminated phi, then I will get entire equation in terms of theta only. So after solving, I will find solution for theta. Let the solution of theta is alpha. Then what to do? Now you substitute the value of theta in the given equation. Therefore, the two equations now becomes a single variable equation, and that variable is phi. Now what to do? Apply the previous method. As per the previous method, you can solve phi and write the values of phi and theta together will give the solution of two equations in two unknowns. Note here, this is very, very important point, my dear friends. It is preferable to solve the system of equations quadrant wise, because whenever two equations and two unknowns are given, after elimination of one variable, then better you try to understand what quadrant is there, in which quadrant that equations will exist, etc., are also takes place. Very good important points while solving this particular model. For this, I would like to give the better solution with a suitable and beautiful example. Let us see this example. Solve this system of linear equations. What is that? One is secant theta is equal to root 2 secant phi. Another one is tan theta is equal to root 3 tan phi. So what are the unknowns? Theta and phi. Theta and phi. How many equations are there? Two equations. How many unknowns are there? Two unknowns. So what I told just now, eliminate first any one of the variable and find or solve the remaining. and with the help of that, solve the next one. So what I am doing now is, now I am eliminating theta from both the equations. How can I eliminate? Because secant theta is given, tan theta is given, but I know secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. So I got secant square theta minus tan square, secant 2 secant square phi minus 3 tan square phi, that has 1. Again, what to do? You replace secant square phi with 1 plus tan square phi. So entire equation I have converted in terms of tan square phi. Now it is in the form of tan square phi equal to 1. So my friends, already I mentioned, whenever tan square theta is equal to tan square alpha, or sin square theta is equal to sin square alpha, cos square theta is equal to cos square alpha, what is our general solution? N pi plus or minus alpha. Like that, tan square phi equal to 1, therefore my phi equal to n pi plus or minus alpha is, under for what angle tan becomes 1? Pi by 4. So you call it as equation number 1. So what I did, first I have eliminated theta, and with help of that I got the value for phi. Now what I am doing is, the same strategy now I am applying for elimination of phi. Again I can get secant phi and tan phi from the equations. The same strategy I can follow. Secant square phi minus tan square phi is equal to 1. What is secant phi? Secant phi from this equation is secant theta by root 2. Tan phi is what? Tan theta by root 3. So squaring and subtracting these two. So I will get secant square theta by 2 minus tan square theta by 3 equal to 1. And again replace secant square with 1 plus tan square. Therefore we get tan square theta is equal to 3. Again it is just like our model. Tan square theta is equal to 3 is nothing but tan square pi by 3. Again it is in the form of tan square theta is equal to tan square alpha. There what is my answer? Theta is equal to n pi plus or minus alpha. But already I mentioned in the last equation also, whenever two different equations that we are solving, please don't use the same integer n in writing the general solution for the second. So that's why I have represented theta with m pi plus or minus pi by 3, where m is an integer. Here n is an integer. This is very, very important while writing the solution on paper. So finally my solution set is what? Theta comma phi equal to this one and this one. But here, after getting these solutions, my suggestion is, you just check whether for all values of m, you will get infinite values for theta. Similarly, for all values of n, you will get different values for phi. But for what values of m and n, both theta and phi will satisfy the given system of equations. That is the important point here to practice. Otherwise, here majority of the students are doing mistakes. Simply they are leaving the problem like this. But with this, sometimes we may get absurd solutions also. How? That we will discuss in the next slide. See, now we are verifying all the falses. See, if theta is equal to pi by 3 and phi equal to minus pi by 4, what is that? My values for theta is equal to what? My values of my theta is equal to m pi plus or minus pi by 3. My theta is what? M pi plus or minus pi by 3. Here I am writing. Theta is equal to m pi plus or minus pi by 3, where m is an integer. And my phi is, yes, tell me, what is my phi? My phi would be n pi plus or minus pi by 4. N pi plus or minus pi by 4. This is for integer n. This is theta and this is phi. Okay. If m is equal to 0, comma n is equal to 0, that implies my theta is equal to actually plus or minus pi by 3 and phi equal to plus or minus pi by 4. Got the point? So there are 4 different combinations will exist. That is theta comma phi are what now? Theta, my theta and phi are what now? 4 combinations. What are those? Pi by 3, pi by 4 is one set. Second one is pi by 3 minus pi by 4 is another set. Third one is minus pi by 3, pi by 4 is another set. Fourth one is minus pi by 3 minus pi by 4. Now you just substitute which values of theta and phi satisfies the given equation, given set of equations. Okay. See, if theta is equal to pi by 3 and phi equal to minus pi by 4, my secant pi by 3 is equal to root 2. Secant minus pi by 4, that is equal to 2 is equal to 2. Whereas the same thing is not happening for root 3 is equal to minus 3. So theta is equal to pi by 3 and minus pi by 4 are not satisfies the given set of system of equations. So it is not the solution. That's why here 4 different kinds of set of system of equations will be possible, but we have to find solution set for this system of equation only, because just this is after all a case only, a small case only for m is equal to 0 and n is equal to 0. Imagine for m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 1, m is equal to 2, n is equal to 2, m is equal to 3, n is equal to 3. You will get this kind of set of values for theta and phi. You will get infinite many. Of that, how many of these theta and phi satisfies the given set of equations? And another point, if m is equal to 0, n is equal to 1. If m is equal to 0, n is equal to 2. If m is equal to 0, n is equal to 3. See, just now I am just concentrating on the positive side or non-negative side. What's about the negative side? If m is equal to 0, n is equal to minus 1. If m is equal to 0, n is equal to minus 2. Just imagine. So, though you got the solutions for theta and phi, but all are not satisfies, may not satisfies given system of equations. The solutions which are not satisfies given system of equations are called extraneous solutions or absurd solutions. That one can we find with verification and by quadrant procedure. That I will explain it. So my friends, to avoid this complexity, better is you do like this. Whenever this kind of system of two equations are given to you, you do like this. These are the two equations given to you. Then eliminate theta, as I said. So you got tan square phi equal to 1. Find the values of phi. Find the values of phi. You just fix that phi. Now case 1. Okay. If theta phi equal to pi by 4, because I am taking all the values in what? In closed interval 0, 2 pi only. In closed interval 0, 2 pi, you just find the values of phi which satisfies given tan square phi equal to 1. Don't go beyond that, not necessary also. What to do? Whenever this kind of equations are given for you, you eliminate one variable, either theta or phi. I have eliminated theta. So I got phi. What I am doing now? I am finding the values of phi in closed interval 0, 2 pi only. How many values I got? I got 4 values. What to do now? Case 1. If phi equal to pi by 4, then what is my secant theta? 2. What is my tan theta? That is equal to root 3. That is theta is equal to pi by 3. So theta equal to pi by 3. See here, secant theta is equal to 2 and tan theta is equal to root 3. Means what? Both are positive. Secant is positive and tan is positive. Secant and tan both are positive when and which quadrant? that is in first quadrant. So in first quadrant, what value of theta will satisfy both the equation? That is pi by 3 only. Then what to do? As per our method, you add just 2n pi to that value. So my answer would be 2n pi plus pi by 3, and for here pi by 4 is that 2m pi plus pi by 4. Please, whenever two different variables are unknowns are given, better to use two different integers. One is n and one is m. If you are first, if you used n for phi, better use some m for phi. Something like that. Or you can use k or something, whatever it may be. You mention some symbol, but you clearly give where m comma n are integers. That is important. So similarly, suppose if next point, if theta is equal to 3 pi by 4, then what is your secant theta? Negative, tan theta positive. Secant is negative and tan is positive. What quadrant? In which quadrant secant is negative and tan is positive? And for what value of theta that both will satisfy? Obviously that is in second quadrant. So my theta would be this one. Just like above, you write the solution. Similarly, so after writing all these 4 solutions, your set of values should be like this only. So this is the solution set of the given system of equations with the 2 variables. But my friends, you have to represent the system of solutions under the form like this only. Don't use thetas at a stretch and phi afterwards like this. Please don't write the solutions on paper like this, because in general students are doing mistakes, though they are doing right methodology until the last but one step, but in conclusion they are doing mistakes by writing this kind of unnecessary things. So this is the strategy of solving 2 equations and 2 unknowns are given to you. So what is the method? You eliminate one equation, one variable, and find the values of next variable in closed interval 0, 2 pi, and take one by one. Suppose if you got 4 values, 4 cases you will get. Suppose if you got 6 values, you will get 6 cases, depends. So you solve all the cases, and based upon the quadrant, you write the general solutions. But since whenever 2 variables are given, while writing the general solution also, you have to represent 2 different integers also. And another important point is, in this entire stage 2, we practiced if n is an integer, n plus 1 is also integer, n minus 1 is also integer. If n is an integer, in integers there are even integers and odd integers. We can represent even integers with the 2n, odd integers with the 2n plus 1 or 2n minus 1. Both 2n and 2n plus 1, if you are substituting the given equation, you will get different appearance in the final form of the general solution. Those things you need to practice. So this is the only crucial point for solving this one. Don't panic over this. This is a very simple one. The point is, you just confine to the common values. For what values of the unknowns in closed interval 0, 2 pi, the equations are satisfied. You find it, add 2n pi for that, you will get the general solution. So read the steps and methodologies very carefully. Now, my friends, this is next important area. Next powerful area in general solutions is nothing but trigonometric inequalities. This is the most important tool. See, trigonometric equations or general solutions as a chapter, as a tool, it is very, very powerful. That we will learn very soon or in the next session. So my friends, this kind of video lectures, lessons, Not only in mathematics, even physics and chemistry also, you can get only from Sri Chaitanya, and Sri Chaitanya offers, and recently we have started the best IIT program, and we have started the online classes also. My suggestion and recommendation is, you just contact your nearest Sri Chaitanya office. They will guide you which program suits for you. And of course, my friends, don't misuse this opportunity. If you have any doubts regarding the subject, please always be in touch with the administrators of Sri Chaitanya. They will guide you properly. Because it is the one and only institution produced so many All India ranks, especially in IIT. And even this year also we are expecting very good ranks, All India below 10 and below 100 also. If you like this video, share this and subscribe. Based on your requirement, we will prepare something more. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, one and all.